All right, you read that title right. I am in my midlife, and I am definitely in crisis. And today, for our midlife crisis, we are going to Minsk. That is very true, because there's no better place when you're having a midlife crisis than to get on the road and do some traveling across the former Soviet Union. And there's no better place to start that journey than right here at the Vilnius Airport here in Vilnius, Lithuania. You look at this. I'm going to show you these clips here in the background, and you can just see like the Stalin era architecture. Like, of course, they've removed the sickle and hammers and things, but you can look, you can still see like the young pioneers. You can see the airmen. You know, look at these monuments up here at the top. Thank God those are still left. And you can see just throughout the building, just incredible, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful architecture. And I'll tell you this, like, it was actually incredibly surprising, because when you first got off the plane, it was like very, very modern. And I wish I'd filmed more of it. But then all of a sudden you just come out into this beautiful Stalin era Soviet airport. Did not expect that from Vilnius, Lithuania whatsoever, but I am pleasantly surprised. But as you might have guessed, we are not staying in Vilnius, Lithuania. We are actually going to Minsk, Belarus tomorrow. That's beautiful.
After New York, the city, very small, you know, calm, safe.
Did you ever feel like America was dangerous when you were there?
Dangerous.
You didn't know was there any crime or anything?
No, I just felt dangerous when I was at Chicago.
Yeah.
Only there I felt dangerous because...
Yeah, Chicago is dangerous, to be fair, though.
Our friends just told us that there are some special places.
Yeah.
We should be away from that places. No?
Yeah, like South Side Chicago for sure.
Yeah. Our driver didn't know the roads, so we found ourselves one of such places.
Yeah.
All crime people was there, I guess. You know, it was bad experience, but thanks God we just ran away from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful old town, though. Is this the old town? Is that where we are? What part of town is this in?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Down from here.
Okay.
From there, you will see the narrow streets.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So someone reminded me that I guess this place is self-check-in. You know, this is how poorly planned I am for this. Like, I don't even remember. I've barely been booking this thing. To really top off how unprepared I am, I forgot again not only how to check in here, but I also forgot that I only paid 24 euros for this room. I paid 24 euros for this room. And yes, I don't have my own bathroom. It's a shared bathroom and everything. But I mean, look, you're already getting ready for Russian here. Look, этот номер не курящий. You know, so yeah, it's a non-smoking room. We're getting ready for the Belarus midlife crisis tomorrow. I came in here looking for a beer, but I don't understand what's going on here. So from Mondays to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sundays. Wow. And there you go. Look at it. It's in Lithuanian, English, and Russian. But, all right, well, in lieu of that, I guess I'm going to have to settle for what we always said you need to start a good Soviet journey on, and that's kefir. So let's go ahead and get a carton of kefir here. I'm going to put this away, hide this, and I think let's go into a bar and order a beer.
Atsiprašau, ar kalbate angliškai?
And, you know, like, I've always been a big proponent of, like, when I travel around, I really do try to speak the person's language in the country, even if I'm just asking some question like that. Do you speak English?
Atsiprašau, ar kalbate angliškai? Yeah. Can I just have a Amstel, please?
Well, there you go. You got, what is it, $5.60 for a pint in the middle of Vilnius here. I mean, fancy as crap, man. That is, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pricey pint, even for, like, you know, I don't know, maybe it's slightly cheap for Ireland prices, but you would think, you know, if I'm staying at a place that costs 25 euros, you'd think the beers would be a lot cheaper, but it's okay, because we're going to be in Belarus tomorrow, and I'm sure it'll be a lot better on the wallet for the pints. But if there's a theme to this midlife crisis, to this trip, it's this. You know, I've had this shirt for years, and I never thought it'd become so true. But basically, you know, I don't need therapy. I just need to go to Belarus. That's what we have to do for our mental health. You know, sometimes we all got to do it sometimes. All right, well, time to get headed to the bus stop now. Good morning, and best advice I can give any would-be Soviet traveler is to always make sure to pack light. This is double what I normally pack, but of course I'm going to be in Belarus for a month, so I'm going to need a bit of clothes, but yeah, you don't want to bring too much stuff. Yeah, so like, I'm not going to lie, that shower was so cold. Apparently, for 25 euros a night, the heat does not come with that price, to be honest with you. Oh, look at that window. There's something off about the windows here in old Lithuania. Look at this. Look at this. That's not a real window. And look at this. Look at this over here. Look at this. The window's scraping off. Holy crap. It's like a propaganda village. It's like everything here, it's like fake. Anyway, look at the beautiful church. Beautiful Orthodox cathedral there. So yeah, my bus leaves in 2 hours, and we need to get over there. But at the same time, I've got a little bit of time. So there's maybe one thing here in Vilnius that we can maybe check out before we head on for the day. And I'll let that be a little bit of a surprise. But let me start heading over there and see what we get up to on the way. See, I actually have this massive coat on right here. One moment. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a beautiful, beautiful, bright blue, sunny day, surprisingly. So I'm gonna take this massive coat off because, yeah. All right, that's way, way better. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, this is gonna be a surprise. I was just walking along. Look what we found. I didn't even know this was going to be here. Complete surprise. Look at that. That's an old Soviet piece of art there. I'm almost positive. This must be an old Soviet building right here. But yeah, that wasn't even our surprise. So, I mean, I know what we're looking for here. We're almost there. Let's go check it out. Of course, in countries like Lithuania, where squares like this may have once had, Lenin monuments or monuments to other communist leaders. Today, those have all been taken down. All the sickle and hammers have been removed, but of course there are leftover traces of different artwork that may or not be perceived political in a sense, but it still came from that communist era, just like you saw there in my Poland vlog when we went around and we saw what we could still find from the decommunization, left over from the decommunization programs. So it's always a real treat when you do find a bit of a Soviet remnant, right? In one of these places. Of course, when we're in Belarus, I think it's going to be a lot different, but we're not there yet. We got to get on the move because I don't want to miss my bus. Now, allegedly, so this building here, this is the Neringa Hotel, okay? This was actually a Soviet-era hotel built in the 1960s. And herein lies our surprise. Wow. Here it is. Look at this. Look at this. This is all an old Soviet piece of artwork right here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Still here in the restaurant, of course. But I don't think that's it. I think there's more. Английский? Вы знаете по-русски?
По-русски, да.
По-русски? Да, можно мне, пожалуйста, один стол, да, один?
Вы один, да? Так, пожалуйста.
Окей, да.
Можете, да?
Спасибо. Там, пожалуйста. Whoa, let me stop you right there, Borscht Bennett. That was a lot of really bad, broken grammar. You sound like you just started learning Russian on Duolingo, and that's the problem. See, when I actually started learning Russian on Duolingo, I wasn't able to really pick up any good grammar. But not only that, but also I wasn't able to really apply a lot of conversational skills. I had to learn a lot of this on the fly. So I ended up adapting a lot of bad grammar practices. And that brings me to my next point. And I know what you're thinking. Yes, this is a language learning app, but hold on here. I use this language app, and it has been helping me tremendously to improve my Russian as someone who is trying to work through the intermediate language learning stages. Okay, so for example, if you've already started learning Russian and you maybe hit that little plateau after the beginner plateau, you're trying to up the ante and improve your Russian, this is the perfect app And I have been trying it since they started doing the trial here on the iPhone. And the great news is it just released on both Android and iPhone now. Let me give you an example of this exact situation on their app and how they help to train you. So if you see here, they have these interactive abilities where you can just speak into the mic, and of course the artificial intelligence on the other end will answer back to you, and you are assigned a task. In this case, we're trying to book a table. So here I am, I'm going to use the exact same phrasing that I just used there, but instead of the kind and polite strangers I meet along the way, this app is actually going to correct me and teach me the proper way of saying this with a thorough understanding of the mistakes I made. And why is that? I know you might be thinking like me, oh, that maybe this is just another cheap AI app. No, it's not actually. This was very intentionally designed by a language education specialist educated in Russia and her American boyfriend who has also been caught up in the intermediate plateau. Of course, they worked together to develop this app to really fit exactly what we're looking for. As far as I'm aware, there's no app that even comes close to this. And I'm already ready to chuck Duolingo in the bin. I'm not even lying. The great thing is they've implemented a lot of the best features of Duolingo as well, like the language learning streak, but with actual well thought out language learning plans. And for example, my favorite thing is the flashcard system. It's so easy to just tap a word in this app and add it to your flashcard pile when you don't know it, so that regularly you can get a streak where you're actually just studying your flashcards and vocabulary to actually build vocabulary. And if anyone knows anything, vocabulary is going to save you on the road when you're traveling the former Soviet Union and anywhere else when you're speaking Russian. So I'm just letting you know here, I am using this app. I love it. And they've given me a great opportunity to be one of the first people to give you my code that will give you a free 1-month trial of this app. And after that, it is an extremely affordable app. Let me tell you what. The code, of course, is Borscht Bandit. And obviously, full disclaimer, of course, that's also going to help support this channel as well. But to me, it's a win-win-win. I'm already using this app. I believe in this. I wouldn't be putting this in the video if I did not believe in this app and believe in these two developers here and what they've been able to put together. So if you have any questions or comments on this app too, please give me the feedback and let me know, and I will pass it on to them. And let's get back into it. Let's go check out this Soviet surprise. And here we are. Check this out. Check this out. Look at that. All Soviet artwork up there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful Soviet artwork in the walls. And of course, we've got some music, just like maybe in old Soviet times. Look at this. Really just sets the atmosphere, doesn't it? Just imagine you were here back in the Soviet days, enjoying a fine dining meal. And I just love these beautiful pieces of artwork. You can see up there, just Lithuanian working class people celebrating the national culture of Lithuania up there on the wall. So beautiful. And what a better way to start our Soviet journey this morning than maybe with a little bit of a churny chleb, I think that's what it's called. Or the spread, but really good. So I thought it would be really good, to honor this Soviet mosaic here for the Soviet Lithuania that was celebrating Lithuanian culture up on the wall. I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to try Lithuania's national dish. My understanding is cepelinas. And I've never actually been to Lithuania before. This is my first time here in the country. And I'm very excited to try this because I've always heard about cepelinas. And I've never been able to try an authentic version. So this is all going to be new to me. I'm just going to be taking my best guesses. I think this might be sour cream. Let's give this a shot. Let's put that on there. As we serenade the cepelinas with beautiful piano music. Let's give this a whirl. Maybe I need a little bit of these nuts too. Let's see how this goes. Is that nuts? Or what is that? Or is that meat? I'll be honest. Please let me know if I'm doing this right. I don't think I am. But I'm going to give this a shot to Lithuania. Oh, man. Boy, man, man, that is so good. That is just so delicious. And look at that. Look inside. Look inside what's inside here. Got meat inside. That's beautiful. How can you get better than a Lithuanian Soviet mural? Delicious Lithuanian food and a good Lithuanian beer right here. To a new adventure, to new beginnings, to the second half of my life, to the growth of this channel. Za zdrowie. Well, now that I'm full as a tick, it's time to go in an old Soviet bus station here and get a bus to Minsk, Belarus. So let's go in here. You can tell the architecture is clearly Soviet. Of course, it's probably been renovated. But I'm interested to see how it looks inside. My bus leaves in 45 minutes, but of course, it's definitely probably a good thing to be here early. Of course, I bet this granite, you got your old communist Soviet granite. You know, you don't need to renovate that. That's built to last. That's built for the rest of the world. But all right, let's go find the bus. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at all the places they're going. They're going to, like, you know, different parts of Lithuania and stuff. You can go to Estonia. Looks like they're going to Ukraine, but we're going up here. So this is mine up here, 1330 Vilnius, Minsk. It's the 34. So I think that's platform 34, or whatever you want to call these, the bus stalls. Bus stall 34. Let's get going. Let's see here. So this is right 35, 34. So there we go. I'm glad this is really well labeled, because when I went to Kaliningrad in Poland, everything wasn't quite as well labeled. You didn't know necessarily where you were going to be. Of course, you want to be in the right spot when that bus pulls up. But look, actually, look, does that say Wi-Fi? You got Wi-Fi on the bus? That's going to be pretty cool. But I tell you what, this is actually going to be a pretty long bus. And I think let's go ahead and get some snacks. Let's see what kind of snacks I can get. But look up here. Look up here at the top. See it there? Of course, you got Lithuanian. You've got English. But look. Международный кассе. Выход в город. You know, exit to the city. Informacja kasy. So yeah, you know, you got Russian, English, and Lithuanian. I like to see that. I really like to see that. Honestly, the cepelini that I had have filled me up, so it's really hard to even think about getting snacks. But I mean, they're all like, look, lingerie shop. If you want to buy lingerie at the Vilnius Soviet bus station, like you can buy antiques, you know, stary вещи, antique, but you can't even buy a pint of milk. Like, I just want a nice little snack to take with me.
Говорите по-русски?
Да, конечно.
Вы знаете, где можно купить молоко, продукты? Или...
Этот магазин теперь закрыт на ремонт.
Окей.
Он на ремонте сейчас.
Окей. Ачу.
Ну, хорошо.
Ачу.
А вы когда уезжаете? Скоро?
Скоро? Да. Спасибо.
You'd think I was the first dang fool in this place to ever want to buy some milk. Sometimes you just want to get some good milk, man. All right, here's our bus. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get my passport ready.
All right, so here's one of the first rules of Soviet traveling, right? When you're going across a border, especially a border between two countries that maybe their governments don't really see eye to eye, the last thing you want to do is start filming it all. Do not film at the borders, okay? So, of course, I'm not going to be filming any of the border crossing, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. It took about a little less than 4 hours, basically. We were at the border crossing, and you had to get checked on both sides. But there were some duty-free shops, and you can see here, I actually was able to buy this really based, incredible Soviet vodka, man. Like, look at this. SSSR. Like, I'm ready to drink this already. Like, of course, I got a Belarus chocolate bar as well. So that was actually really cool. And you know what? It actually accepted Western cards. So didn't have any issue there. That was one of the highlights of it. So yeah, you did have to wait, but at least you got some cool stuff on the way. But then once we passed the border crossing check, of course, we were back on the road onward across Belarus into Minsk.
Well, this is it. I got my 2 beers, and we're going to get the Yandex Go taxi to the hotel, which is crazy because it's like a 7-minute drive away, and I think it's like only like a dollar, a euro, whatever you want to kind of roughly say it. I mean, it's so low cost, honestly, for, of course, if you are a Western tourist like myself. Cool.
Здравствуйте. Добрый вечер.
Well, that's us now. Here you got the modern lights of Minsk, modern Minsk, with our Soviet classic hotel here. Hotel Tourist. I specifically picked this because I researched that this was an original Soviet hotel, but I know it's been renovated inside. So let's go ahead and see what it is. Check in and see what the room's like. All right, check this out. We got the toilet. Check this out. We got the Soviet toilet tiles. I don't know actually know how old this is. Let's see what the shower looks like. Check that out. Soviet shower. And look what we got here. Oh, check this out. Smells like cigarettes. Yes, boy. Yes. I don't even smoke cigarettes, but it's just the aura, bro. Just the aura, man. Look at this. I don't know. If I'm going to rate this as a Soviet, on the Soviet scale, obviously the bed's not very Soviet. That seems to be a bit modern. And the furniture seems to be a little bit more modern, but I don't know. There's something about it that, you know, it's trying to keep a little bit of the spirit alive, I think. I don't know. But